Welcome to floral design! If you think that florists just mindlessly stick a bunch of flowers into a vase, then think again. Because florists are artists. And like many other artists, they use a lot of the same tools. But today we're going to focus on balance. There are two types of balance: physical and visual balance. Physical is a distribution of materials. This could include fresh goods such as your flowers and hard goods such as your vase or any other materials that you use. Let's take this for example. We have this small vase which I drew out here, and then we have this tall, let's just call it a flower. We'll call it a rose for example. It's just sitting in there. Doesn't it look out of place? It's kind of just tall and skinny while that vase is just short and fat. Looks like it could tip over at any minute, huh? Well, I'm going to insert some bigger flowers in here and let's see what happens. I'm putting a lot of the bigger flowers on the bottom and putting less flowers up top. As you can see, some of the ones up top are even smaller. We want to keep that area kind of light up top and heavy down on the bottom. If you think about it, we don't want to tip this design over. We just want to keep it balanced. Let's take what we just learned and switch it. What would it look like the other way around? If the smaller mass was on the bottom instead of the bigger mass. I'm going to show you what that would look like right now. So we're going to start off with a vase. Let's pretend it's the same size. And I'm going to draw a small flower on the bottom. Now I'm going to start to fill in the top with bigger flowers and more flowers. It's kind of just going to be like an upside down triangle. As you can tell right now, it's not looking so good. It kind of looks like it would tip over at any minute, doesn't it? Let's see what happens when we add more. Doesn't it look weird flipped the other way around with all this open space kind of just hanging out on the bottom? It looks like it could tip over at any minute. What would you buy in the floral shop? I certainly wouldn't want something that would knock over so quick. I think I'd choose the first design. You may have heard about visual balance before. It may have been referred to as symmetry. And there are three types of visual balance, and those are symmetrical, asymmetrical, and open balance. What do those mean? Let's take a peek in a second. You've probably heard of visual balance before. Another name for it could be symmetry. And there's three types of symmetry we'll go over today. And that's symmetrical, asymmetrical, and open balance. For symmetrical balance, let's take this photo for example. We have all these petals arranged in a rectangle. This is symmetrical because if you divide it in half, it'll look the same on both sides. Although this isn't always the case, in this particular situation, we can divide this in multiple ways. Diagonal, and even horizontal. Now let's look at an asymmetrical design such as this one. If you divide it in half, it does not look the same on both sides. You see one side is heavy in mass and the other side's not. Even horizontal, it's not the same. Asymmetrical designs can add a little bit of interest, as long as the negative space is used in a good way. And we'll get into that in another lesson. The last one is called open balance. Think of this one kind of like a circle. Radial. That's the word I'd use to describe it. You might have one type of flowers grouped up in the middle, and then surrounding those is another type of flower, and then surrounding those you might have a type of greenery, and so on. See? Balance is useful even outside of art class. So how will you use balance in your own design today?